Welcome back, and today we're going to be playing Food is Good standard deck on some MTGA. Alright, I'm going to go over my new deck list today. This deck was partially made by a friend of mine and asked if I could play it today. So I made a little bit of changes. He just recently started playing MTGA, so he doesn't have as much access to other cards, so I just added a few cards, and this is what I got. So the deck is, I call it Food is Good. I guess the deck is pretty much kind of built around the new food token idea, and I'll go over it now. So of course I got 4 Gilded Goose. Gilded Goose is really pretty awesome card. So it's 1 mana, 0/2 with flying, and when it enters the battlefield it creates a food token. And it can also sack a food token for a forest and a generic to create a food token, and then you can just tap it and sack a food to add 1 mana of any color. So it can also help mana correct, but it's all the main focus here, why it's in the deck, is to actually create the food tokens. Next we got Ginger Brew. Ginger Brew is a 1/1 haste, and for 1 mana, Ginger Brew can't be blocked except for a creature with haste, and has another ability, 2 mana tap, sacrifice it, you gain 3 life, just like a food, because he is actually a food. He's a artifact creature, food golem. So anything that checks for food, he actually does count as a food. Next we have Woodland Champion. Woodland Champion says he's a 2 mana 2/2 with the ability, whenever 1 or more tokens enters the battlefield under your control, put that many counters on Woodland Champion. So as you can see, food tokens count, so he can get really big just off of creating food tokens. Next we have Assassin's Trophy. Just some plain simple removal. Get rid of any big threats. It's cheap, but at a cost of giving them to fetch land. Next we got Golden Egg, which is another artifact food, and basically has the abilities of Gilded Goose, but it is the food token itself, so it's a little bit different. But when it enters the battlefield, get a draw card for 2. Next we have Leyline Prowler. Leyline Prowler is just kind of in the game because this deck is a little bit slower, so it is a Death Touch lifelink that also ramps, so it's kind of what we're looking for in this deck, and helps speed it up and can delay the opponent a little bit too. Next we have Savvy Hunter, which is probably our best food token generator. So whenever it attacks or blocks, it creates a food token, and it can sack 2 food tokens to draw a card. And 2 foods, so it can technically sack Ginger Brew and the Golden Egg and draw 2 cards, so that's pretty awesome. Next we have Bacon to Pie, 4 mana, 2 black, 2 generic, destroy target creature, create a food token. So it's just a little bit more expensive, but we get food token, which works out pretty good in this deck. Next we have Rampage of the Clans, and I've been really debating throwing another one of these, because most of the time, so what it reads is it's a 4 mana, destroy all artifacts and enchantments. For each permanent destroyed this way, its controller creates a 3/3 green centaur. So not the best card, but odds are we're going to have way more artifacts than they have artifacts and enchantments or enchantments. So this could be a surprise, because it's also at instant speed. So if we stockpile a bunch of food tokens, this can be a surprise ton of 3/3 centaurs. Next we have Death Sprout, some more removal, 4 mana removal. This one's a little bit better because it actually ramps ourselves, so it's the exact opposite of Assassin's Trophy, but that's why it's double the cost. Next we have Vraska Golgari Queen. She also works out pretty good in this deck, because her +2 is sacrifice another permanent, so you can sacrifice food tokens and gain a life and draw a card. And then she also has -3, destroy target non-land permanent. The convert mana costs 3 or less, so you can remove some small threats. And final ability, whenever you get an emblem with whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, that player loses the game. So she also can help us close out a game. Next, we got God Eternal Bontu. So now we're starting to get into the cards that capitalize on all the food tokens. So when we bring in Bontu, we can sack as many permanents as we want and draw that many cards. So we can use those food tokens just to top off our hand. Bolas the Citadel, same thing. We can sack 10 permanents, make them lose 10 life. Or we can just use it to keep drawing cards, and but you have to pay life equal to its converted mana cost. This can be balanced out a little bit because the food tokens can be sacked to gain life, so you can kind of negate some of that life loss. Then we got Guruk, where his 0 is create 2/2 black-green wolf creature tokens. So this also counts for Woodland Champion. And when they die, all Guruks get a 1/1, or get 1 loyalty. He has a -3, destroy a creature, draw a card, and then his final is -6, get an emblem. Creatures you control get +3/+3 and trample. So also, he really synergizes. We can use those 2 wolves to sack or just as chump blockers. They work out pretty good, and once you get the emblem, those wolves can also help close out the game as well. Then after that, we got 2 gingerbread cabins. Only reason why we have 2 is because it requires 3 other forests. Otherwise, it comes in tapped, and it does not give a food token. But if you have the 3, you get a food token, which is really good in this deck. But once again, what it checks for is 3 other forests, which can be a tall order sometimes in the earlier game. So it could just slow us down if we draw early. We want to see this later game. And we got 2 Overgrown Tomb because that's what I have. I would run 4 if I had more. And then same thing with Temple Malady. I'd probably like 1 more in this deck. And that's everything for the Food is Good deck tech. So I'm thinking decks that this deck is probably weak against is going to be mono red or anything that is also pretty fast and aggressive early game. I'm thinking this deck is going to take some time to wind up and hopefully be able to peak really hard if we're not getting controlled too much. I like this opening hand. Pretty fast start. So hopefully we can draw into something good, but it's a pretty quick starting opening hand. I'm going to start with a forest and throw down Ginger Brute and hit him in the face for 1. Because this little guy's got haste. Ooh, I am still going to attack. This is a worth trade. Yeah, I didn't think you'd block. If it's mono blue tempo or blue-white flyers or just blue flyers, they're going to want to hold on to him as much as possible because he even has value later on in the game because he has 4 mana ability to draw a card. I'm actually going to play a Woodland Champion. Mostly for next turn, I want to throw down another Ginger Brute and another Woodland Champion. Fortunately, I got no food token generators right now, which will be great because I have 2 Woodland Champions to really get value out of it, but hopefully we'll see those soon here. So it's looking like they're mono blue temp. Nope, Simic Flash. I'm guessing. Okay. Rampage of the Clans is not a bad draw. Because we can even use it to sack the Ginger Brutes and the Golden Egg. Yeah, that's unfortunate. I can't pay the 2. But that's okay. That's just overkill realistically. At least we got one Woodland champion on the field. And next turn we'll probably play a Golden Egg and hopefully see what we draw. So they're probably sitting on a Frilled Mystic, which is fine. Let's see if we can bait it out here. Yeah, he didn't want to counter that. It's kind of not worth, but ooh, that's what I'm talking about. So Savvy Hunter is just what we're looking for. Do I want to attack with Woodland Champion? If he does play Frilled, if he does flash in Frilled Mystic, he'll still trade. I think that's okay. I really want him, the opponent, to play the Frilled Mystic. I'd rather them waste it than counter my spell. Like Savvy Hunter or Rampage of the clans. This is surprising, but I'll allow it. And we'll pass turn. So here they'll either draw cards or... okay. Interesting. So they're probably going to sit on Frilled Mystic for another turn. Which kind of sucks. Got no blocks, because, well, we can't block. Alright, so we hit another land, so now we can play Savvy Hunter and Assassin's Trophy. We'll enter combat first. Try to get... I'm pretty sure they're sitting on a Frilled Mystic. Oh, that was pretty fast. Well, can't sit on Savvy Hunter forever, so we'll try to throw it down. No way! So I'm actually going to Assassin's Trophy the Frilled Mystic. But unfortunately, our Savvy Hunter still gets countered. Once again, still worth the trade. 3 mana. In response, I'm gonna play Rampage Sequence. Hopefully it doesn't get countered. No negate, no negate. No. That's lame. Well, that really sucks. They probably won't cast anything. Because why would they? Ooh la la. So once again, I'm going to play Leyline Prowler to actually bait out a potential counter. I don't think they have one. So we're going to try to take out Nightpack Ambusher. He's a for real problem. Swinging with Ginger Brute. Oh, whoops. I forgot I've got to pay one. Unblockable. My bad. Another golden egg, not quite what we're looking for, but at least we get to draw a card. Seems like a waste. But yeah, it's one less counter I gotta face later on. We'll pass turn. We might sack the egg just to gain some life, but I'm pretty sure this game's over. Yeah, we're gonna sack this, gain 3 life. And no blocks. That's not what we wanted at all. Yeah, it's pretty sure this game's done. Might as well swing in, we'll gain 2 life out of it. Oh good! It's -2, so. What a fun deck to play against. And we flood, because it's what we needed, of course. Okay, so not so great first game. Too early to tell if we just drew bad or this deck's just not quite going to work. So that was even kind of a slower deck, but we just got manhandled too badly. Even though we had removal, it just wasn't enough. It could have been them just getting a really good draw too. But we'll see. Well, if we draw land, 10's pretty risky, and I shouldn't keep it, so I'm not going to. This hand is better. We'll actually toss an Assassin's Trophy. Don't need 2 of them. We hit a land. Actually, we don't even technically need to hit a land because of Gilded Goose. We got the one-time mana generator. The food. I don't matter with the food, of course. Of course I'm gonna block that. Yes, block. And do I want to throw it? I think an early Savvy Hunter is better. Worth sacrificing the food token. So of course, Gilded Goose also works with Golden Egg. I can use Gilded Goose to sack this after. It technically counts as an egg, which is great. See? Food. Mono red. Power of 1. So this deck is all about creatures with the power of 1. And the enchantment that whenever a creature with a power of 1 attacks, it deals 1 damage to opponent. So we're probably going to keep Assassin's Trophy just in case they do get that. I think the best play is to play Woodland here. And to attack with Savvy Hunter. We'll get a food token and Woodland gets bigger. Are getting a little bit mana screwed. Luckily we're drawing all low end. I'd like to start seeing some land, that's for sure. Let's see if they have it. I don't think they do. They would have slapped that down without thinking twice. It's looking like they're thinking about sacking the elemental to kill my Gilded Goose. Very interesting. What do they have that deals 1 damage? What are they up to? Conceding! Okay. Guessing their plan wasn't going to work and did not want to face the embarrassment. I would have done the exact same thing. So we got a W. I don't know if it counts because I kind of conceded turn 3, but a win's a win. I'd much rather prefer to see the deck do good. So hopefully we'll see that this time. Okay. This hand sucks, so we're going to mulligan. This hand's no better, so we're going to mulligan. Whenever Death Under finishes, or Detonder, I don't know. Could be either or. It's probably Detonder. And then now we get a bunch of land. You know what? I'm gonna risk it. How do we do this? Get rid of 1 goose. Oh, that was 2 land. Whoops. So that was a misclick. I wanted to get rid of a land and a goose. So that's my mistake. But technically, if we hit the lands, we'll ramp faster this way. Because the Gilded Goose will put us ahead by 1. Okay, so that's good. So now we're technically at 4 mana. Next turn we'll be at 5. If we draw 1 more land, we can get Guruk out the turn after. That's not a land, but it's okay. It draws us a card. Gives us another chance to hit another Guruk. That's really not good. So we got to tap. Ah, too bad. If we didn't have to tap Gilded Goose, I guess that would be pretty busted. Well, let's cross our fingers and really hope we draw land next turn. That's not a land. At least it's something playable. I really want that land. Ah, that's frustrating. So they are Sultai. Sultai what? Hey, someone else is playing Golden Egg. Is this Sultai Food Matters? I was debating that with Laurel. That is tempting. 3/3/3s for 4 mana. It's pretty good. Pretty good. Do I do it now or do I do it on their end step? They'll get 1. I think I'll wait till their turn. We'll pass. Should we do this? That puts Guruk so much further away. But Woodland Champion would get 3 counters. They play Trail of Crumbs. So when it enters the battlefield, they create a food token, and whenever they sacrifice a food token, they may pay 1. If they do, look at the top 2 cards of the library. They may reveal permanent from among them and put it into your hand. I did debate putting that card into this deck, and ultimately chose it against it just because it just makes it even slower. I'm gonna pray for a land. So that's kind of a land. It's a creature that tasks for a land, so next turn we can play Guruk, which is far from on curve, but we're just doing our best. Oh my god. Why? Okay, well, blown away with that weird decision. I don't know what. I guess the Death Touch. I think it's the Death Touch they're ultimately afraid of. That card's a lot better in your opening hand. That they look at the top 5. They can reveal a creature or a land. They choose land. They really want land. I guess they're just gambling on a really big, weenie giant. Okay, let's try this again. It's only a 7/7. So I don't know. We'll see. Maybe they're planning something scarier. Oh my god, another one! Okay. I feel like they think, well, we are mana screwed, but... This is good. If they sack 1 more, then I can play Rampage of the Clans. And they get nothing. Six Slam. That's pretty good. So they throw down Acidic Slime. Yeah, we really need a land. So if we could get a land, but MTGA likes to either flood or starve, so they're not the best shufflers, let's just put it that way. Alright. That's not a land. Whatever. Okay, we'll play Savvy Hunter, because why not? Get some more food tokens, I guess. We don't need land. That's just useless yabber jabber. Of course, why not? Because they have tons of land. Must be nice. And I'll just continue to sit here with 3 land. Turn, who knows? Whoa. Pass. Pass. They do swing, I'm gonna sacrifice Savvy Hunter so fast. Interesting. Very, very interesting. I will take a forest. I clicked on it. There we go. So we're gonna play a Guruk, and I'm actually going to -3 to destroy creature. Biogenic ooze. Oh, I think I called biogenic ooze something different earlier. I am sick of more oozes getting bigger. We need to get that guy out of here.
Looks like you're not fit to survive.
So Guruk is probably dead. Which is okay. Yeah. He's a goner. Big difference.
Done with you.
Another one. So I'm probably gonna bake that into a pie. But I think we're really far behind because their deck can capitalize on having a lot of land. Yes. So who would have thought having that is good? But yeah, I get counter. Look at that. I was about to get another counter. I don't know how we're gonna win this game, but we'll see. I don't know what I can draw that can get me the win. Okay, so he sacrificed his last food. So probably going to rampage the clans. Alright, big swing in. Block a smaller one. And block the big one. Take 7, go down. Or nope, take 9. Go down to 8. I guess so. Yeah. Looking pretty grim. Do I clan or Guruk and -3 and kill that giant? Great, 2 wolves. He'll get bigger. 2 wolves can block 2 oozes. Well, let's give that a try. I'll play Guruk. Create 2 wolves. And use them as blockers. Just so Woodland Champion gets bigger. And pass turn. So now Woodland can block the 5/5. The 2 wolves can block the 12/12. Because he doesn't have trample. Nope. Just gonna chump as much as we can here. 6/6 to there. 2/2 to here. 2/2 to there. What's still not blocked? One of the 3/3s. I need to stop as much as I can. Goes even wider. Can I do both? Yes, I can. Do I -6? No, I need more wolves.
We were born for the hunt.
Ooh, this is getting tight. They pull. We're drawing removal. We're in trouble. Okay, a land. That's good. So I'm gonna surprise them with Rampage. My guys get huge. We'll block here, here, here. Oh no. This guy will go there. This guy will go here. 4/4 is not blocked, so I can send the wolf. And he concedes. We pulled it off. Yeah, because I was gonna -6. All our creatures get +3/+3, and I don't know if he could bounce back from that. Or -3 and kill the giant. Okay, so that was close call. The guy was probably a little bit hasty on the concede, but doesn't matter. So not too bad. So that was a bit of an intense last match, but it was all for fun in the end. Anywho, don't forget to like and subscribe, everyone. Thanks for watching. It's been nothing special, and I'm out.